listening to the Jimmy Tebeau Show on KQ 92.9 FM, Salem, Raleigh.
Greetings! Welcome to the show, friends. It's Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. My name's Jimmy Tebeau, and I'm going to be driving the ship from here in St. Louis this week because, you know, the quarantine, you got to do what you got to do. So I'm phoning it in, doing the best I can, and it's just not me. I am practicing social distancing, but I've got friends that are Zooming in. They're going to be Skyping in, Google Hangout, whatever we got to do to make it happen in this realm. Also got some great music to play for you. But first, I want to give a quick introduction to my guest tonight. We've got Lauren calling from Jonesboro, Arkansas. We also have Eric Metz calling from his recording studio in Rolla, Missouri, and Yo Adrian from St. Louis, Missouri. Before we get too busy too quick, we want to check in with Steve Wheeler down at the KKID radio station. Steve, you've been doing the morning show every week, every day, haven't you?
Every day. So we've been coming in, John and I. Now, Jesse, he's decided to take heed, and, you know, he's got a small 5-year-old, so, you know, he's taking all the precautions he can. Jill and I, we've been staying at home and not really going out. I mowed the grass up here at the radio station this afternoon, and other than that, you know, it's been kind of, you know, lonesome, so to say. You know, a lot of people are struggling from a mindset standpoint. I hate to say it, you know, your national media, you know, if you watch it for too long, you are going to go crazy. And it's just, you know, we're going to get through this, and we're all going to get back together, and we're going to be jamming back down here in the studio soon. So, you know, this is what we got to do for now. You know, this is what we got to do.
So glad to hear that the radio station's still open and the music's still flowing. So let's get into the first guest. We're going to talk to Eric Metz, who is not only a musician and owns a recording studio, but is the general manager of Walmart Supercenter in Rolla. So I figured we'd have some good things to hear from him. Hey, Eric, what's happening? Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So I've been talking to different musicians and that, and it seems like a lot of people aren't playing gigs right now because of all the bars are closed. And your band hasn't been jamming at all, have they?
No, man, we haven't had a practice or anything like that. Like, we're trying out this jam kazam thing. I can't quite get it figured out yet, you know, trying to kind of like we're doing Skyping, but plugged into our instruments and stuff. But no practices, no gigs. It's kind of been sad, you know. I've been kind of out here writing music and stuff like that, but not getting together with the guys.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing in St. Louis. It's like instead of just watching a lot of TV, I've been playing a lot more music and then messing with this equipment in here. But you being in Rolla, you have a home recording studio. Is that correct? You're there now. I can see some of it behind you.
Yeah, I do have a little home. Well, you know, it's bigger than a home recording studio. It's kind of a shop pole barn that I turned into a recording studio. But yeah, I call it Hoghound Studios.
Oh wow, it's a lot bigger than I thought. That's really cool. So you got like the sound booth and then different rooms to record in and such.
Yes, I've got like the control room where I'm at right now, and then out there I've got a live room where I've got a couple drum sets and, of course, the guitar amps and things, and then I've got a vocal booth and a little chill room out there, you know, in case you want to take a little break from all the 100 takes you're doing. So.
Oh, that's so neat. So it's a separate building from your house. It's just not like in your basement.
No. Yeah, it's a completely different building.
That's probably one of the only recording studios in the city of Rolla.
It's the only one that I know of, you know, at least before this COVID-19 stuff. I had quite a few people reaching out, and even some during this, you know, asking whenever this is over, you know, I've got these original pieces that I want to record, or, you know, just different things that people want done. But
you also work at the Walmart there in Rolla. Boy, that's probably pretty busy these days, isn't it?
Man, it's been extremely busy, and my people have been working really hard. And I'll tell you, the customers have been like really nice lately, and it's kind of refreshing just to see like how something like this, even as horrible as it is and as stir crazy as all of us are, everybody's just, you know, really appreciative of what's going on there and how everybody's just keeping the shelf stocked as quickly as they can.
Well, a friend of mine is a manager at a Schnucks up here in St. Louis, and I asked her if how they're doing with the toilet paper, and she says the shipment comes in at 10, and by 10:15 it's gone, and they don't even get it on the shelves. Is that what it is at Walmart?
Yeah, I mean, we stock our trucks come in all kinds of different times of the day. And we generally stock it as it comes in. But like when we've been doing our senior citizen time, before Tuesday opening, and we try to leave a little bit for them. So we'll stock the truck overnight then. But yeah, man, there are definitely pockets of the store where it's empty.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't been to a store in about 3 weeks. I stocked up pretty good, but I'm probably going to have to in the next week or so. But the plan is to go early in the morning on a weekday. Would you suggest that's a good time?
Yes. Get in there, get out quick.
And then what on Tuesday, seniors get in before a certain time or something like that? Is that what you
Yeah, because we open up at 7, but on Tuesdays we'll open up at 6 and let them come in a little early.
Oh, I bet my dad comes in there. He's 82. I keep telling him not to leave the house. He's stocked, but I think he just likes to get out. And he's like, there hasn't been a case of that stuff in Raleigh yet. And I'm like,
just practice social distancing and he should be fine.
Right. There hasn't been such overcrowding there that you have to form lines out in front. Like I've heard that in some major cities. Okay, you're in Raleigh, so it's probably not that bad.
I think people were behaving and minding the rules that the governor's put out there. I think for the most part, people are trying to follow the rules and do what's right and try to stop this thing as quickly as possible.
One other thing, Walmart, we should mention, I think you mentioned this earlier, they're hiring right now, right?
Yeah. We're like our online grocery business is really booming. So, a lot of people don't want to come to the store. So we want to really kind of like pump that business up and help, take better care of the customers because it's just growing so fast. But yeah, we're hiring people right now. They've actually like made it so easy to hire that like you can get a background check and stuff done like basically in 24 hours. So.
Oh, that's great. Because I know I have a lot of friends that are in the restaurant and entertainment business. And some of them, we've been talking, they're depressed. They're bummed out. They don't know what to do. Some of them are afraid to leave the house, but some of them are like, what am I going to do for money? But there's work out there. I saw Walmart's hiring. The Schnucks up here is hiring. All the groceries are hiring. Amazon Prime, Amazon,
Yeah.
but that's cool. I figured Walmart was bustling, and that's a 24-hour store down there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was until we close now at night so that we can clean and restock the store and stuff like that. So, but yeah, normally it's 24 hours.
Right on. And then in Raleigh, I guess the Tater Patch isn't even open for business anymore.
They're doing like you can call in your order and they'll bring it out to your car, or you can go in and get it. So that's pretty cool. You can still get a good old like big potato stuffed with your barbecue beef and stuff. But yeah, not open, which unfortunately means no live music.
I know, and even if we could get in there and play music, it's like people aren't going to come in.
Yeah.
And what I've been seeing is, a lot of people are afraid to go out, but then there's those hardcore renegade people that are just going to go out anyway. Like they're having to really forcefully close parks right now just to do that.
I think that it's come to what it has, the official stay-at-home order or whatever. I don't think people were like following the general guidelines. So
right on.
I'm sure a rule won't change that for some people, but
no gigs scheduled for Dead Roads, right?
No, I've been playing some music with I don't know if like Nathan Kincaid. He's a drummer. He played with Cricket Alley. I've been playing some music with him and another guy named Braden. It's called Outlaw X. It's like old school country music, like Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard and that kind of stuff. So we played a few gigs before this happened, and then we've got another one scheduled, I think, for May. But that's all we've got right now. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, yeah, like I only got a handful of gigs too. I got a email from today from Kane's Ballroom. We're booked there for like May 31st. And they reached out today saying, hey, just touching base. We're still holding on to this date if you want to. We don't know if we can open, but if we can, we want to do this show. And I responded right away, yeah, we're holding too if this blows over. And that's the end of May. So we're looking good there. There's some other gigs. All our gigs in April got canceled. But I think
Was there a Schwag coming up in May, or is there?
Well, there's a festival down called Bird Fest down in Arkansas, and it's scheduled right now for May 1 and 2. I've got a meeting with the venue here in a couple days, and we're going to evaluate whether we need to move it out a little bit or what it is. But a lot of these orders are going through the end of April, and oddly enough, the campground is open for business right now.
Cool.
So they're like, although having 1,000+ people down there probably isn't a good idea for any of us, but maybe 3 or 4 weeks from now, or maybe we got to move it to early June. I hate to use the word cancel. I like to use reschedule or postpone.
Move it, yeah. I mean, that's way better than having to just outright say, we can't do it. So at least you can move the date and still plan on having a good time and a good jam.
Yeah, well, the venue wants us to play, we want to play, and the people want us to play. We just got to all be safe and smart about it. And if we have to move some things around, the advantage with us is we can mobilize pretty quick to where if you're like a festival like Bonnaroo or Summer Camp, you got like 300 bands coming from all over the country, and you got to, and all those bands have to work on the scheduling where we can load the truck tomorrow and have a show by the next day if we need to.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, we should get. We're still planning on Schwag stock at the end of July and August 1st, so we should probably book one of your bands for out there. That outlaw country thing sounds fun.
That'd be awesome, man. Yeah, that'd be a heck of a time, I'm sure.
And I'm sure Walmart will slow down by then.
I'm running. I've got a Studio One Series 3. It's a 32-track mixer, and run that to Studio One and. This is my control room, so, I got the window kind of looking out there into my drum room.
Oh, that's sweet.
And all my guitars and stuff hanging on the wall in here. My keyboard, I have all my amps and stuff behind me.
Oh, you're ready to go at all times.
Yep, I've run all that through the walls and stuff into these other rooms, so... you can come out here, and like I said, if you need a little break and want to...
Look at that bar. I'm coming out there. That looks sweet. Yeah, looks really sweet. Let's jam.
A couple couches, so if you want to hang out and just recoup.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
In here's my live room. It's kind of hard to see what I'm showing you right now.
No, I like it. Is that a wood-burning stove with a stack of wood there?
Good vibe out here. Actually, I had Jason Adams out here recording a couple acoustic guitar tracks on a 12-string, and I had a good fire going, and he said it makes a really nice vibe out here for this song. So. Oh,
that's so cool.
And stove, and my drum set all mic'd up, and I practice in here with Dead Roads too, so we'll have a rehearsal. And then I got my vocal room in here.
Oh, that looks good. You probably got a really good vocal mic in there too.
Difference, like here, let's see. It's supposed to be a lot deader now. I don't know if you can hear a difference now or not. But.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, there's no reflection.
Yeah. But look, window kind of looking out into the live room here. And...
Well, you got a condenser mic in there?
Right now I think that's like an AKG 412 or something. So, and then. I've got a spot upstairs, kind of a lounge upstairs, too. I'll show you.
Like a loft.
Yeah, loft, and I've got some more couches and some card tables and a little sectional couch. But it's kind of cool. You can kind of look down at the band up here.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
So, yeah. Pretty sweet little spot. Hey, look at this. Does this look... Let's see. Can you see that?
Oh, there we go. A Schwagstock poster. Loving it. 42, yeah. Well, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for the tour and the update from Walmart and all that. And good luck with everything. And we'll be in touch and get some jamming soon.
That sounds good, man. It's good talking with you.
I'm going to go ahead and play a song by Eric's band. This group's called Dead Roads. The song's called Sirens, and it was recorded right there at Eric's studio in Rolla, Missouri. So Sirens right here on KKID Radio 92.9 FM, Salem, Rolla.
She's coming my way. She's the beauty of a nightmare. She'll kill you when you're asleep. Now she's dancing on a tombstone, the one that you're underneath. Desert cruising with the top down, made it clean out of town. All your money in the backseat, like hell she'll ever be found. No, you're never gonna find out. She's the one who pulled your heart out. Tall, thin, long-legged lips, red hair, straight and damn, I think I'm falling in love. No, you never saw it coming, 'cause she gave you all that loving. Big breast, face painted, tattoos, all my favorite places, damn, I think I'm falling in love. She's a siren out of water, I think she's coming my way. She's a siren out of water, oh God, she's calling my name. She's a siren out of water. She's a siren out of water. She's a siren out of water. Oh God, she's calling my name. No, you're never gonna find out. She's the one that pulled your heart out. Tall, thin, long-legged lips, red hair, straight and damn, I think I'm falling in love. No, you never saw it coming, 'cause she gave you all that loving. Big breast, face painted, tattoos on my favorite places, damn, I think I'm falling in love. She's a siren out of water, I think she's coming my way. She's a siren out of water, oh God, she's calling my name.
All right, that was a band called Dead Roads from Rolla, Missouri, recorded at the recording studio there in Rolla. And Eric Metz on guitar, who's also a general manager at Walmart. What do you know, small world. Band sounds great, the recording studio sounds great, which got me thinking, man, I should play some of my band. So I got the Schwag, and this is us recorded live at the Castle Theater on New Year's Eve just a couple years ago. Castle Theater being in Bloomington, Illinois. Here you go, some live Schwag.
When you wake up in the morning and the light hits your head, the first thing you do when you get up out of bed, you hit those streets running and you try to beat the masses, and you go get yourself some cheap sunglasses. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I spied a little thing and I followed her all night in a funky pair of Levi's and a sweater kind of tight. She got a West Coast strut that was sweet as molasses, but what really knocked me out was the cheap sunglasses. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So go and get yourself some big black frames with the glass so dark they won't even know your name. Choice is up to you, 'cause they come in two classes: rhinestone shades or cheap sunglasses. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We're back. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Jimmy Tebeau Show here on K-Kid Radio. It happens every Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I have friends that we talk to, and we play music. And, this thing's now a video, too. You can go to the K-Kid Facebook page or my band's Facebook page and check out videos of this show, previous shows, and you can tune in to future shows as well. Well, we got another guest here. It's my friend Lauren. She is calling in from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Wasn't there just a big tornado that went through Jonesboro recently and tore up the local mall or something? What's the story on that?
There definitely was. There's been a lot going on lately, in case you have not noticed. But yeah, it's actually probably a good thing that everybody was at home quarantined, because if they weren't, then our mall would have had a whole lot more people there, on a Saturday evening when a tornado, it just ripped the top of it off totally.
Didn't you say you had a relative that was over by the mall when it came through?
Yeah, my mom was not too far from the mall. And she actually, her house was hit, but she wasn't home. So it was kind of like really scary, and definitely, hit very close to home. No pun intended.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's what I saw. I saw on your Facebook page, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right down by where Warren lives. And here you go. So now, also on your Facebook pages, I was also seeing that you often refer to Elderberry and and the wonders of Elderberry. And now that we're in the middle of a virus type thing, we need to keep our immunity up. Do you think Elderberry would help in this situation?
I think that from what I know to be true about Elderberry, it is very helpful for a broad range of things. And there's some fear-based stuff circulating right now that is suggesting that people may ought to steer clear of elderberry right now, because it could cause a negative reaction. And based on the years and years of research I've done, I don't think that is true. That evidence is only based on one doctor's opinion. I don't personally think that there's anything wrong with elderberry, and I do think that it's a good tool to continue to use if you have like a scratchy throat or a sniffle. Like right now, the allergies are really ramping up. I don't know about you guys, but we have a ton of pollen. Do you guys have a lot of pollen up there in St. Louis right now?
I don't know. It never really bothers me, so I don't really pay attention.
Yeah, well, we've got like a dusting of green stuff everywhere right now. We've been outside a lot. You can see it on the trash cans and on people's cars, and some of the ingredients that I use in the elderberry seem to help with seasonal allergies and things like that as well. It's just a broad spectrum syrup that is really good for a lot of different diseases. Like it's good for inflammation, colds, flus, sore throats, cough.
So the last time I went to the store was actually about 3 weeks ago. And when I was there, I was picking up vitamins. And there on the shelf next to echinacea was some elderberry. It's probably because they go in alphabetical order. So I bought a bottle. And you think I should be taking that like every day, or just if I start getting sick?
Yeah, we don't take it every day in our home. And I don't typically recommend taking it every day unless you are someone who is constantly being exposed to pathogens and things in the outside world. But if you're at home a lot and you're not experiencing any symptoms, then I don't really see a need to take it every day. And I don't recommend that. Personally, that's not what we do or how we use it in our family.
And you make it too, right? You somehow
do.
Now,
I do.
I guess it comes from berries, right? Elderberries?
It does. And they're pretty native to a lot of areas. They grow in a bush, and they grow all over North America and all over Europe and pretty much all over They grow a lot of places. And you don't want to eat the raw berries. If you ever do happen to come upon a bush in your yard, because it's possible that you could go out into your yard and that you might have an elderberry bush. They really are that common around. But you don't want to eat the raw berries because they can make you sick to your stomach. So you need to make sure they're cooked or dried. Definitely no raw berries.
Yeah, I enjoy your Facebook post. They're quite colorful. Although sometimes I notice that you're missing from Facebook for a little while. You tend to get thrown in Facebook jail occasionally. What's up with that?
I don't know. That's kind of a newer thing. In the last year or so, Facebook has started kicking people off and fact checking and removing posts and things that are what they deem to be incorrect or inaccurate, but sometimes it's really actually the truth.
I know, I see your posts. I'm like, what was wrong with that? That's just real statistical data right there. It's
truth. It's the truth, and anybody can look for it, and it's there. You just have to look, and you can't really take what others give you. You need to do your own research. Always.
Exactly. That's what I try not making too many assumptions. Without really doing some research. Coming across my Facebook feed occasionally is some outlandish statements. And then you see fake news, and it's like, that can't possibly be true. And some of the things you go fact check, and Snopes is even like, yep, that's for real, and it tells you why. But then a lot of it is like, yeah, there's no way that can be true, and here's why. But
checking the fact checkers.
Yeah. And then some of the stuff that's been coming across the Facebook news feed with this whole coronavirus, there's still a lot of people that are extremely skeptical. And then there's a lot of people that are extremely, like, I don't know the word, afraid, and I'm somewhere like more on the, but it's better be safe than sorry. I've been quarantined. I haven't been around people in weeks. And so it's kind of nice to be able to connect with you here today, talking to a few people, and then to be able to share these conversations as well. So we really appreciate you being on. So what are some of the things you've been hearing about the coronavirus?
Oh man, there's a lot of stuff going around, and honestly, I do not watch the news at all. I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch MSM or what. I don't even know what all the news outlets are because I don't watch the news. I just try to rely upon my critical thinking skills to sift through the information that is available and come up with my own opinion. But from what I see my friends posting, and I hear my family talking about, some of my family, not all of my family, but there's a lot of fear going around the coronavirus. Whether and like you said, I would rather be safe than sorry. For the most part, I have been home and quarantined as well. I broke my toe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. We were going to have you on the radio show, last month or something. And you got a hold of us, was like, I broke my toe. I'm not going to make it. I'm like, well, and then this virus hit. So it's like, you know what? Let's just do Skype.
Yeah. So I've been pretty much quarantined since then anyways. And I've just been kind of hanging out, and we already homeschool, so the kids from school hasn't really negatively affected my life any, because that's my life. I'm already used to them being here. But I have so many friends who it's affected. They are really buying into a lot of people are buying into the stay home and it'll pass, right? Flatten the curve, do the social distancing thing. There's safe spacing and all of these terms that people have adopted that we're supposed to be using. And if you don't, then sometimes people look at you like you're being irresponsible, and maybe you are, but there's a lot of I feel like misplaced anger and fear going around with a lot of people who are scared of their neighbors now, and upset with their neighbors. If they see them out or they have somebody over, they don't even know why. They don't have a clue what's going on, but they're mad because somebody's at their neighbor's house and somebody said they should call the cops.
Oh my goodness.
What are we doing? Talking about calling the cops on our neighbors because they have too many people at their house right now. And it's because they're afraid. The underlying theme, I feel like, of all of it is just fear. So I don't know what's really going on. I do believe that something's going on and that people are definitely sick and something is happening, but I don't have a clue what exactly that is.
Oh, I know. We got to hunker down and hopefully, what's almost, it seems like it's another plague. There was a plague that wiped out a bunch of people 100 years ago, and then there was the Great Plague that wiped out millions. At least at this point in time, we've got this mass communication thing and a little bit more of an understanding of what is this and how are we going to battle it? How are we going to stay safe? And I think where that the human race overall is going to come out a lot better than we have on these plagues in the past. There's already casualties. The regular flu takes out quite a few people every year, and apparently this is going to be even more than that. But if we can somehow level that, flatten the curve. But I don't know. You and me have had conversations on stuff similar to this, so I thought we could touch on it today. So.
Oh yeah.
And it's on everybody's mind.
Huh?
No, I don't know. This is good talking about it because not a lot of people have a lot of people to talk to right now or to listen, and there's only so much in the mainstream media. So hopefully, during this show, we're all offering some people some other, insight of here's a perspective from the ground up, and there you are in Jonesboro battling this, and then a tornado comes through.
I know. And, like I said, I think it's not a good thing, but I think if a lot of people had been at the mall, there may have been casualties, and there were no casualties of the tornado. So I think it's always good to find positives in every situation. And though it may not be fun that things are closed right now because of the whole coronavirus situation, it potentially did save a lot of lives because there were not people out during the tornado. And tornadoes literally never hit Jonesboro. My entire life I've been afraid of a tornado, and they always go around us. They have not hit Jonesboro. It was like 47 or 48 years. The day before this tornado was the last bad tornado. So not in my lifetime have I seen a tornado hit my town. And I don't know, it's very crazy but like I said, if people hadn't been home already because of the coronavirus, shut down the town, and it could have been very, very, very tragic. So like I said, I try to find a positive in everything, and right now I've been home quarantined the last few weeks. I've been planting seeds, and literal and figurative.
All right, Lauren, we got to take care of some business here. We got to thank our sponsors, Peace of Mind, for helping us promote this show, put it together every week. We've been doing it over a year now. I want to thank them. They have locations across the state of Missouri now. There's, I think, 8 locations. One in Sullivan. They're in Park Hills. They're in St. Robert now. 2 locations in Rolla. One right next to the K-Kid radio station. And we also want to plug Schwagstock. As far as we know, it's going to be happening July 31st, August 1st, which is Jerry Garcia's birthday. And then, it's just not the Schwag playing. It's 2 nights of camping, and the K Brothers are playing. Cat Daddy's Funky Fuzz Bunker Band from Columbia is going to come down. It's gonna be cool. But speaking of which, Schwagstock, that sets up the song I want to play. I've got the Schwag playing with members of String Cheese Incident at a Schwagstock that happened at Camp Zoe. And this was, I don't even remember the year. It was some years ago, but I brought it up, and there's some groovy jams here. Check it out.
I hear that train coming, it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, time keeps dragging on. That train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Yeah, I do, look out! Rich folks eating in fancy dining cars. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. But I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. These people keep moving. That's what tortures me. to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
All right, we're back. Hey, thanks for tuning in so much. It's the Jimmy Tebeau Show. Have so much fun doing the show every week. Get to play whatever songs I want to. Get to talk to my friends. This week, been reaching out to a lot of people because I've been in deep quarantine in St. Louis. I have not been around anybody. But right now on the line, I have my friend Adrian and popular DJ, event coordinator, and all around awesome dude. Hey, Adrian, what's going on?
Well, thanks, Jimmy. First of all, I really appreciate you having me on and thinking about us and giving us a platform and an opportunity to tell our side and what's going on. My name's Adrian, a.k.a. Yo Adrian. I do events in and around the St. Louis market. I've been doing that for better or worse for 10 years. And we also have a nice record label that we're doing. We do dubstep and minimal UK-based music is the best way to describe it. And the way that it has affected us has been a little twofold. As far as the events go, we've obviously had to reschedule things, a couple cancellations, and move some pieces around. But for the most part, a lot of the airlines, the hotels, the agents, and everybody who's been involved in this has been pretty understanding and pretty, flexible as far as refunds, reschedules, and things like that. So we're not out too much money except for advertising and things like that. But the great thing is everything's available on reschedule. It's not like, it's not affecting everyone. So everyone's pretty understanding about it. And it's been pretty unique in that everyone's kind of on hold right now. It's almost like the starting of a race line, like a starting of the race at the start line. Everyone's just kind of sitting there waiting for the gun to go off or waiting for, the little rabbit to shoot out of the little thing. And we don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually we're going to be able to start the race, and we'll see who hits that, that hole right in the beginning. Now, as far as the record label stuff goes, it's been quite the opposite. A lot of the producers are not on tour. They're not playing their local shows. They're not doing their audio engineer gigs or side gigs or whatever it is. There's just tons of downtime. So we've been able to actually get a lot of stuff done as far as the record label goes. People are able to work really quickly, and we're able to get some really good opportunities that we may or may not have had a shot at because everyone is just kind of at home and has time to work on stuff. So on that front, it's been a super positive thing. And you wouldn't think, there'd be some positive stuff coming out of it, this whole situation, but there is. I think there's a lot of business connections being made and a lot of, positive stuff being done behind the scenes. And now that everyone's kind of at home, we have this huge streaming community that's popping up. And, obviously that's one of the only things people can do as far as watching live music is viewing it on people's streams. And it's been interesting to see how a lot of people have been super adaptive and positive about it and have come up with some regular shows and schedules. And, it's just been interesting to observe and be involved with all around.
I've been seeing that in the realm of electronic music, as a lot of DJs are on Twitch now, Twitch TV, and they're streaming their DJ sets, and they're getting pretty fancy with their visuals as well, and their beats and that, and I think it's great to see that. I've been seeing some on Facebook, and then don't you do some sort of weekly series?
Yes, we do. On the record label side, it's called Dub Sector, and that has now transitioned over to a weekly stream that you can catch on our Facebook, Dub Sector Dubs, and we're going to be going live on Twitch and Facebook in the next couple of weeks. But as I'm sure a lot of people know, that there's so much troubleshooting and so much different gear upgrades and things that you need to get to make the show as efficient as it is entertaining online. So in order to do that, we've had to get a new computer, which we have. And now we're going to move on to trying to get the dual stream, which we have to, without going into a long nerd-winded explanation, we just have to get a couple more pieces of gear to make things run super smooth so that we can have it on 2 platforms. So go ahead.
Now, do you think once people get to doing regular gigs again, that the streaming thing will fade, or do you think this will be just a regular part of the flow?
I think the people who do the best job and learn the most and establish themselves the best will remain, and all of the kind of mediocre content and whatever that is will just kind of fizzle away because they just won't have the viewership to keep on. Or you'll see people that just will never fade away and will constantly be doing it. But I think there's going to be there was already a few shows before this that were good stream shows, like the Whittler has a good Twitch show on every Wednesday. Truth started doing shows every Tuesday afternoons. So there was a little bit of predicated stuff like this beforehand, and those events that were already established beforehand, and there's many others, but those are the 2 main ones that are in our kind of dubstep community, if you will. But I think that after this is over, obviously the ones that were established before are still going to be there because it would be anyway, but the people who basically take advantage of this, I would call it an opportunity the most, and make their channel interesting, make the sound and do visuals and establish themselves as something to look forward to at a specific time, on this specific day, this specific music, this specific guest all planned ahead. Those are the people that are going to remain and do well.
Way back into time.
the skinner with a banter, make the light flash on your face like camera spotlight thing. With another wanna act up, cartoon killers better not unlike Batman. Yo, run one, let me run one. Yo, them I go on let them too obvious on time. Dumb. Run one, let me bun one. Yeah. Hello when they when that's where they come from. Hey, dumb. Run one, let me bun one. Yeah. Them I go on let them too obvious on time. Dumb. Run one, let me bun one. Yeah. Hello when they when that's where they come from. Hey, dumb. Run one, let me bun one. Them I go on let them too obvious on time. We walk with a fire, love it ain't Satan. Hello when they when that's where they come from. Are you dumb? Run one, let me bun one. Them I go on let them too obvious on time. We walk with a fire, love it ain't Satan. Hello when they when that's where they come from. Hello when they when yo, that's where I'm from. It's cold outside, you won't like going out. Hello when they when yo, that's where I'm from. It's cold outside, it's cold outside. Hello when they when yo, that's where I'm from. It's cold outside, you won't like going out. Hello when they when yo, that's where I'm from. Bun one, let me bun one, we walk with the fire. Hello when they when yo, that's where I'm from. Outside, you won't like going out. Hello when they when yo, that's where I'm from. Real soldier, the war against me like grape soda. He looking at the father, number one crowd to the gun, dead already, yeah, the wait's over. Call it punchline in a live face roll, yeah. That's not turn them to Jehovah, it's a takeover. You're a beating, got your head first on the rhythm and a rasp cut numbers. So pray for your team and a hunter, super, and I shoot to check the numbers. Trello in the war, shells level in the war, all fellow in the war, got the yellow in the war. Band and a gang never move like mustard. We make the appropriate adjustments, because we got something on the conscience. You know we make lucky in abundance. Them a wall and them too hot for your suntan. We walk with a fire like we name Satan. Hello when they when that's where they come from. Are you dumb? Run one, let me bun one. Them a wall and them too hot for your suntan. We walk with a fire like we name Satan. Hello when they when that's where they come from. Level. Run one, let me bun one. Them a wall and them too hot for your suntan. Run one, let me bun one. Hello when they when that's where they come from.
No, I think it's so cool that artists are still wielding their craft against all odds, getting it out there, doing whatever. And I've been watching your streams. It's like, man, I got to bring some people in here that have streaming, keeping it alive against all odds. Because I know there's some other musicians that are like, I don't have a gig. I'm just gonna sit home and bum out about it. But you can't be depressed. You got to do what you can. If life hands you lemons, you got to make lemonade. So
You just gotta figure it out, yep.
You got what you got any shows lined up or what any releases coming up?
Sure, we've got Enigma dubs coming out on vinyl in either the end of this month or the first thing in May. Killer Napkins from St. Louis is doing that artwork. He's doing a killer job, pun intended. We also have our Dub Sector stream is every Monday, just like our live events that we would have at Upstairs Lounge, but now we're just doing them streaming every Monday. It's anywhere between 4 and 8 p.m., and we do it for about 90 minutes or so. Now that we have all the streaming kinks out, you can expect a lot more guests and stuff like that. We have a lot of comfortability in incorporating the 1080p visuals and having a lot of interesting landscapes. And the past two shows, no problems, so we're going to get some guests on there. Another thing that we're working on right now is our 2020 compilation that will be on digital and vinyl. Lots of really returning artists and new artists and really cool content coming up there. You can expect that around August or September. And then we also have right now being pressed Whittler and Flodan, Run One, and the VIP. A lot of people are looking forward to that. It's been a Sonic Bloom staple. Yeah, I think that'll be wrap it up as far as those announcements go. I suppose
that's great. Now, if people want to find out what you're doing online, where should they go?
Sure, you go to if you type in Dub Sector, it should come up. We have Instagram, we also have SoundCloud, we have Bandcamp, and we have Facebook. It's all under Dub Sector Dubs or Dub Sector label. DUBSECTOR. And we have 5 vinyl releases. The 6th one's coming out. We've been a label and a dubstep night in St. Louis running for about 5 years now.
Oh, that's great. Well, we appreciate you being on the show and wish you luck against all odds, continuing our fight in the trenches of getting the art out there to the world.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate you and your time and everything you do for St. Louis. And I can't say, Jimmy, that I wouldn't be doing what I am today if it wasn't for Schwag stock back in the day.
Oh, I appreciate that. Right on.
Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Oh, so bad. Don't want to be treated this way. Going where the climate suits my clothes. Going where the climate suits my clothes. Going where the climate suits my clothes. I'm so cold. Don't want to be treated this way. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Oh, so bad. Don't want to be treated this way. Where the water tastes like wine. Go where the water tastes like wine. Wherever that is, I want to go. Go where the water tastes like wine. It's so fine. Don't want to be treated this way. So I'm going down the road feeling mad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Oh, so bad. Don't want to be treated this way. One more time, because we're all in quarantine. Going down the road, feeling bad. We're going to get through this, guys. Going down the road, feeling bad. Go away, coronavirus. Going down the road, feeling bad. Oh, so bad. Don't want to be treated this way. Big ending right here. You guys be careful out there. I'll come back and do this again sometime soon. And peace, love, happiness, and be kind to your brother. Help each other out. Quarantine, and we'll get through this.